Shalom, shalom. Brother Zabayala.
Brother Abba Iran.
Back at you with another cold cut. I'd like to give all glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Shah. Right? And it's going to be a very quick cold cut. Just going into the fear of the Lord because you need to have the fear of the Lord in these last days. You need to fear his judgments and fear the things that's actually going on the earth. If you really watching what's going on the earth, man, you're going to fear these things that's happening. Right? Hey, what happened over there in the damn Turkey, man? 23,000 people, man. How do you not fear that? The Lord said these things was gonna happen, man. You gotta fear his judgments. You gotta fear the things that's gonna come to pass, man. Right, let me go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, right? Real quick. All right, Sirach, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. So the Lord said, if you fear the Lord, man, you're not going to disobey his word, man. You're going to try your best not to go off, man. Right? And it says, and if you love him, you're going to keep his ways. Verse 16. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. So you're gonna be in these last days. You're gonna be trying to search for things that please the Most High, man. You're gonna be trying to be on the Lord's good side, right? As the brothers always say, hey, you want to win brownie points with the Most High, man. Especially in these times, man. Right? And it says, they that fear the Lord, verse 17, they that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. What does it mean to prepare your heart, man? Right, let me get another precept. Our forefathers prepared their ways before the Lord, man. They prepared their hearts before the Lord. See if I can find this precept. All right. Our forefathers did these things. This is the book of Second Chronicles. This Second Chronicles 25 and 2. And he did that which, this is talking about Amaziah. I'm starting verse 1. Right? Remember, fearing the Lord, you got to prepare your mind. Amaziah was 20 and 5 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 20 and 9 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoiadan of Jerusalem. And he did that which is right in the sight of the Lord, but not with the perfect heart. Now it came to pass. Now it came to pass when the kingdom was established to him. So that's not what I want. Can you got it? Let me find this precept.
So, yeah, when it all comes down to it, we got to fear the Most High. And when you go all the way back to the Torah, right, it's actually the law. It's all throughout the book of Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy. And let's actually get the classic in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. Brothers always bring this out, right? And it reads, and now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God. That's the first requirement. The Most High put that first because that's very important. To walk in all his ways and to love him and to serve the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thine soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good. But ultimately, the fear is like the first thing that was emphasized on, right? And when people think of fear, it's not like it's double to what it is. You could fear the Most High, ultimately meaning you fear the judgment of your action that the Most High will bring upon you if you disobey His laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? But a lot of people think when we fear the Lord, like you're not supposed to read, and it's not like that, right? You got to fear the Most High because the reason why. Let's actually go to that real quick in the book of Psalms 20. Let me see, Psalms 23 verse 4. Right? Let's go there real quick. Right? Because a lot of people they don't understand that it's very important to fear the Most High. If you fear him, you will not sin against him, right? So let's go to the book of Psalms 23. Right? Let's get that real quick. And let's start at verse 4. Right? Psalms 23, verse 4. And it reads, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. So you fear no evil because you know you're doing the will of the Most High, so you know the Most High is watching over you. He has his angel watching over you, right? Thy rod and thy staff that comfort me, right? So I just want to bring that up because everybody knows Psalms 23. That's a classic. But the reason why you will not fear no evil because you know that you're doing the will of the Most High, so you're confident, right? And look at this last precept in Psalms 2, right? Psalms chapter 25, right? Verse 14. The secret of the Most High is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. So ultimately, you got to fear the Most High, and it's going to reveal the dark saying, like all the secrets, the parables. You're going to get the understanding. You're going to have the Holy Spirit, ultimately, right?
Hey, this Second Chronicles chapter 12 and I'm gonna start at verse number 14, right? And it says, yeah, this is talking about Rehoboam, right? Our forefather, right? And it said, I'm sorry, verse 13. So King Rehoboam strengthened himself in Jerusalem and reigned. For Rehoboam was 140 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, in the city which the Lord had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitess. And he did evil because he prepared not his heart to seek the Lord. So the Lord said, if you prepare your mind, that means you fear him. He didn't fear the Lord then. He did what he wanted to do. He didn't fear the Most High, man. He did evil because he prepared not his heart to fear the Lord. Let's get an example of a man that actually prepared his heart to fear the Lord, man. And let's see what became of this man. All right, let's go to the book of Ezra. All right, this is the book of Ezra, chapter 7, and I'm gonna start at verse number 10. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord and to do it, and to teach in Israel statutes and judgments. This is what Rehoboam should have done. This is literally what he should have done. Ezra did it, right? He prepared his mind to seek the law of the Lord, man. That means he feared the Most High. And to do it and to teach, not only to just do it, but to teach it to other people as well, man. Right? The statutes and judgments. Rehoboam didn't get to do that. So let's see what became of Ezra since he prepared his mind to seek the Lord. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 8. What did the Lord tell Ezra in 2nd Ezra chapter 8, man? What news did he give Ezra? That he didn't give a lot of men, only a few men like him. Right? This 2nd Ezra chapter 8, and I'll start at verse 52. What did he tell Ezra? For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. You don't get a lot of chance to rest in this life. In the next life to come, rest is allowed. And since Ezra prepared his mind to seek the Lord, a city is built and rest is allowed for Ezra's mind. Right? Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root is of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. Corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and the end is showed. And in the end is showed the treasures of immortality. So guess what? Ezra was declared to him that he got the kingdom. Told to his face that he got the kingdom of heaven. You have nothing to worry about. Relax yourself, right? That's what he told Ezra. Hey, because we just read that Ezra prepared his mind to seek the law of the Lord, huh? Right? And guess what? When you do that, that means you fear the Most High, pursuing the Sirach 2 and 16 on down, man. So the fear of the Lord is very important. We got to have a fear of the Lord in these last days, man. Let me give one more precept, all right, regarding fear of the Lord. Right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, man. Meaning that's the first step to being loved by the Most High is actually fearing what his judgments are. Right? And it says, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him, man. Right? And then when you start to believe in the Most High's judgments, now that's the first step to even cleaving unto the Lord. Right? You depending on it. When you cleave on it, you depend on it. You have to show you depend on the Most High. But that doesn't happen until you actually fear the Most High and believe the things that he says is gonna happen on earth, man. And then you actually have to see these things. If you fear the Most High, you're gonna actually pay attention of the things that's going on around you on the earth and linking it up with the prophecy what he said. Because the Lord said it was gonna happen. You have to believe that he said it was gonna happen, though, man. All right, but you got it.
Yeah, the brother said it. So the fear of the Lord is bigger than wisdom, right? But ultimately, you gotta understand, right? Like we have to realize that we can't just read it, we gotta act on these things, right? Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13, it says the fear of the Most High is to hate evil, right? We got if the fear of the Most High is the beginning of love, and we know that love is keeping the commandments. This links up with that precept the brother brought out in Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and the evil ways, and the forward mouth do I hate. So we got to remember, the Most High hate a false balance of abomination, right? So you can't lean on your own understanding. It tells you that in the book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. It says, trust in the Most High with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. So we can't lean on our own understanding and come up with what we think fear is and what we think love is, like the Christian church, man. Because at the end of the day, Christianity is white supremacy,
That's right.
right? They don't tell you what thus says the Lord. They go off of their own belly, right? And that's why they're scared of the sheep, and that's why so much people will be destroyed because they become reprobate, believing in man rather than trusting the Most High, right? Because at the end of the day, it's always thus says the Lord, right? Let me actually get this other precept, right? In Proverbs, because Proverbs are my book when it comes to wisdom and fearing the Most High. If you go to the book of Proverbs chapter 14, I believe on 14 and 26. Let me go there real quick. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 26. And the fear of the Most High is strong confidence, right? And his children shall have a place of refuge, right? The fear of the Lord is the fountain of life to depart from snares of death. So if you fear the Most High, you're going to protect your soul from being destroyed, ultimately. Because it tells you that in the previous chapter, in chapter 13 and 14 of Proverbs, right? It says the law of the wise is the fountain of life to depart from snares of death, right? So we got to remember the law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to fear the Most High, and it's not just being scared, it's just being afraid of his judgment for breaking his commandments. So you're going to do what's right in the will, in the eyes of the Most High. Because it's either you're doing the will of the Most High, you're doing the will of Satan, right? And obviously, you're going to get judged regardless. So, and the Most High is right in all his judgment, and his judgment are all righteous. So you can't like think like, dang, I've been doing right, then why am I chastised? The Most High does what he wants. You can't question the Most High.
All right.
Look at Job. Right? Job was a righteous man, but he was so he felt like he was so righteous that he was on the same level of the Most High. You can't compare to yourself to the Creator. We are the creation, right? So the Creator created us. So who's us to buck up against him and question him, right? You got it.
Khan, this is the book of Second Maccabees. That's right. This Second Maccabees chapter 6. And I'm gonna start at verse 30. Let's get an example of a man that feared the Most High even all the way into death. Because that's essentially what we got to do. You can't just fear the Most High until death comes. You can't fear the Most High until adversity comes. You can't fear the Most High until something that you can't control is out of your hands, man. Man, talking to the brothers, you gotta you gotta understand who the Most High is. Why would the Most High put you in a situation that man can deliver himself from? He's not the Most High is not man. So the Most High has to show you he's the Most High by putting you in a situation only the Most High can get you out of, man. That's the only way that he gonna show that he the Most High. So you can't be faint-hearted. You gotta fear the Lord and the things that he can do, man. Right? And that's something our forefathers, that weren't wicked, they understood that. Right? This Eleazar. Let's go to Second Maccabees chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 29. They that led him changing the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred. So they said, okay, this man doesn't continuously want to get down with us. Now that goodwill they had towards him, that little bit of mercy that Esau wanted to show towards him, they turned it into pure hatred. Right? And it says, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in the body by being beaten. He said, hey, I may have been delivered from death a little bit before, but now I endure sore pains in the body. Beaten. Why? Because, and it says, but in soul, I am well content to suffer these things. Right? He said, hey, my body, it hurts like hell, the whips that I'm getting. But guess what? In my mind, I'm very happy. I'm well content. I don't need nothing more right now. Right? This is very good for me. Why? Because I fear him. Because he fears the Lord. He doesn't. When you fear the Most High, now you have peace in Yahweh Shah. You have peace in Yahweh Shah in your mind. So nothing that can come against your flesh is gonna disrupt what's in your mind. Now, if you're a carnal man, if you esteem things, fleshly desires on a high level, then your body, right? You're gonna care about your body that much more. Whenever happens to your body, you're gonna give into it. You're gonna start denying things, man. But if you fear the Most High, who's spiritual, who's in heaven, your body ain't gonna even matter to you, man. Right? And Esau can take your body, but guess what? That famous damn line, you can't take his mind, man. You can't take my mind. But Eleazar said, guess what? I fear him, man. So he's well content to suffer these things. And that's the spirit we got to be in the last days. Because, hey, I mean, brothers put in the group chat, brothers, are listed on the damn Southern Poverty Law Center. Hate group. And I was seeing hate groups in Illinois, man. Right? Brothers is on that thing, man. Hey, they watching you, man. And they gonna see, all right, do we really fear him? Esau gonna try you, man. Right? This second Maccabees, the 7th chapter. Right? This second Maccabees chapter 7, and I'll start at verse number 23. Right? Let me start at verse I'll start at verse 28. This second Maccabees 7:28. This is what the 7 sons that died, man. Right? Because guess what? They all feared the Most High. They didn't fear that damn king that kept trying to offer them gifts and torment them. This second Maccabees 7, and I'll start at verse 28. I beseech thee, my son, look upon heaven and earth and all that is therein, and consider that the Most High made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. They feared the Most High. She said, take thy death. She said, fear not this tormentor, but who do you really fear? Right? Verse 30, while she was yet speaking of these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. He was kind of, what's the word? Damn, I forgot the word, right? But hey, he was like, who wait you for, man? Right? He's kind of confounded. You trying to exhort me right now, like you don't know I'm about to take this death, man. Right? So who wait you for, man? Right? But what does it say? Verse 31, and thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High, for we suffer because of our sins. That's fear, man. Right? And he said, you're not going to escape the hands of the Most High, man, for what you have done against the Hebrews, man. Hey, our forefathers understood what it means to fear the Lord all the way to death. Why? Because what did it say in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28? This last one. Yeah, this is Matthew 10 and 28. That's the spirit. Because what does it say? Matthew 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So the Lord told you who to fear already, right? The Lord told you who to fear. You don't want to fear, it's like the so-called white man. You don't want to fear these people that's going to test and try your faith. Because best believe these men, they're going to really see if you fear the Most High or not. The Most High is going to put you through the furnace, but the Most High going to use Esau to do it. You know how Esau get out, right? What they say in wisdom? Look at this last one. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, man. Because the Lord said, fear him, right? Don't fear him which is able to destroy the body, but don't you think the Lord will put that to a test? Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. And let's start at verse 18. Let's start at verse 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. So they say, okay, you fear the Most High, right? You feel Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, let's put that to a test, right? Hey, make the pans and the cauldrons hot, as it said in Second Maccabees, the 7th chapter. Didn't he say that? Make the pans and the cauldrons hot. Oh yeah. Let's see if you really fear the Most High. Let's see if you use 10 toes down teaching the words, right? All right. Let's see if that's really true right now, right? Get the chainsaw, right? Hey, that's what they gonna do, right? But what? For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. They told Yahushua that. Right? If you the Lord, hey, why the Lord not delivering you, man? I mean, why the Most High not delivering you? And they're gonna say the same thing to you. You the son of God, right? You the son of the Most High. All right, let's see if He's gonna deliver you with His angels. You keep talking about these angels. Where these angels at? That's gonna deliver you from me, from the hands of me, man. Right? That's what our enemies say. Verse 19. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. They're gonna try your patience. They're gonna try. Do you really fear the Most High? Right? And it says, let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness had blinded them. As for the mysteries of Most High, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for blameless souls, man. So guess what? They're going to try the righteous in that day to see if you really fear the Most High or not, man. Right? So you really got to fear the Lord in these last days, man. But you got it.
Right? And everybody knows the classic, right? In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Because a lot of people like that's in the world, they don't understand what's the purpose of living. They think it's through the white man system. You're born, you go to school, you get a good job, you get a house, you get a kid, and then you die. No, it's more than that. According to the Bible, right? This is all matter of the conclusion, right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes whether it be good or whether it be evil, right? Because there's no respect of person when it comes to the Most High, right? It tells you that in the book of Romans, right, chapter 2, verse 11. For there's no respect of person with Yahweh, right? So whatever you reap, you're gonna sow. We always bring up Galatians, but that applies to the not just Esau, that applies to us. So I'm saying, but ultimately we gotta remember that the whole conclusion of matters is fear Yahweh and keep His commandment, because He's gonna judge us for all the things that we do, right? And the brother mentioned that Esau is gonna come off out like a damn raging bull, right? And we're gonna know who the servants of the Most High is, right? It's gonna let's go to the book of Second Ezra, right? Chapter 16. I start at verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold and fire. Right? So during that time of Jacob's trouble, we're going to know who the Most High chosen are, because a lot of people they're going to say these things, but when it comes to be put in that fire, can you actually endure? Because a lot of brothers that is zealous, including myself, Lord forbid that I don't get out of the spirit and I lose patience in that day. It's always Most High is willing, because we say things, but when it comes to action, do we going to put in that work? Right? Because when Esau have a damn AK-47 at your head, a lot of people gonna have doubt. Like, dang, like you can't lose your patience, right? That's I love the book of Romans, right? Romans chapter 2, verse 7. It say, to them who by patient continuance in well doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life, right? So we got to remember, we got to be patient in fearing the Most High, patient in keeping the commandments, patient in praying, patient in fasting, patience in giving alms, because like alms cover a multitude of sins, right? Brothers don't know the significance, right? And we know we all wicked, right? And that's why we gotta ask for mercy continuously. We gotta constantly kill our old man every single day, just like Paul said, right? But ultimately, we gotta fear the Most High and realize His judgment, right? And let's actually go back to Proverbs
I
real
say
quick.
closing precept.
Let me get this last precept. Let's actually go to the book of Revelation, right? The last book in the Holy Bible, right? And the last chapter in the book of Revelation, right? Let's get this in Revelation chapter 22, verse 11. It say, "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, right? And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still." So you can't be lukewarm in this thing. If you want the side of the Most High, you're going to do the Most High's will. If you for the Most High today and then you for Satan tomorrow, you're gonna get destroyed. So that's why it's plain. You gotta stay on this straight narrow path of righteousness. Don't be on the broad road to destruction.
Look at this last precept, man. Right? 'Cause that's right, man. Broad way to destruction. That's going to destroy you, man. Right? Look at this last precept, Proverbs chapter 15. Right? So like I started Proverbs 14 to 26. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge, man. If you got kids, if you really care about your children, right, you're gonna fear the Most High to the best of your ability because your kids will forever be protected, man. Your kids, when no matter where they're at, no matter how they're doing in the world, you may be not around them, maybe thousands, hundreds of miles away. Your family gonna be protected just because you have strong confidence in the Lord. Verse 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death, man. And if you fear the Lord, man, the Lord's going to deliver you from death, man. Right? The Lord, hey, he said it in Sirach 4 and 28. Right? The Lord said these things. Well, Psalms 116 and 15, man. The Lord, hey, has pleasure, and when he's seen his saints die for his name, because that shows ultimate fear. Right? But let's give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, right? And bits like a bit of mighty strong Shalom, Lord Williams edify, keep the Shabbat holy, and by the bit of mighty strong Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.